Hello everyone. Hoping everyone is having a lovely Monday. We'll give it a few moments to let people hop on. Have some fun announcements for you guys. And Bob has some fun stuff too. And guess what, guys? Cindy is going to show her beautiful face on the video today. So we're all excited about that. How many do we have so far?
32.
32?
41.
41. 53.
49.
Oh. It's worth a shot. Okay, well, we're going to go over announcements again, so I'll just start there. Kate and Patrick, have come to the decision of having added a couple of additional virtual events that we're excited about to share with you guys all today. We are going to be doing, what one do I start with? Halloween sooner.
Yeah.
Too Cute to Spook, and we don't have the instructor kits yet or the kits for this quite yet, so I am just going to show you a picture. This is going to be a 2-day event, and this is going to be October 27th and 28th, and there's some really cute projects in there.
I like the spider.
The spider with the bow?
Yeah.
Isn't it cute?
The little cinch bag's cute too.
I know. So there's like a little candle mat here that has pumpkins on it, a patchwork little zipper bag, quilting in the hoop, piecing in the hoop with the little candy corn, and a little lollipop thingamajig. What do you call that? There's a word for it. A witch hat cozy felt. That's what that is. A double troll and no trouble zipper pouch. That's this guy right here. Candy corn by number. That's machine embroidery by number. Too Cute to Spook tea towel with a little spider on there. And a pumpkin candle mat. And the Monster Munch cinch bag with little Frankenstein on there. He's a little cutie.
Yeah, he is.
So again, this is going to be October 27th and 28th from 10 to 4. This is going to be another virtual event. And because this is right around the corner, the sign-ups, in order for everybody to get their kits, again, like the Floriani one that we were telling you about, in order to get to the kits, we need to get the sign-ups and everything. It's a time-sensitive matter. Yeah, get it moving. Get hustling on that, so everybody can have fun. This is actually going to be a retired Kimberbell event, so it's our last opportunity to host an event like this through Kimberbell. So looking forward to it. I'm glad that we added it because I love Halloween. I love the spooky stuff.
Yeah.
Spooky. The next thing is Ginger's Kitchen. It's a bench pillow. We are going to be having a virtual class for that bench pillow. Just like you guys were all aware of the class we had done the last 2 Saturdays for the Twilight Boulevard. That is, and I can never remember anything, so I have my little cheat sheet. November 4th and 18th at 10 a.m. They have recently announced that they have an embellishment kit that they are making for that pillow. And those are $24.95. And we know that this is a pillow that came out last year, but there've been a lot of people requesting us to do a class on this as well, so we are bringing it back. So we are going to have kits available. I don't have a price for you at this moment for the fabric kits for Ginger's Kitchen. However, we will let you guys all know that price as we come to it. But with that being said, in the past, if you have purchased the disc, if you were to purchase an embellishment kit as well, or a fabric kit as well, then you will be able to receive the class at 0 cost. So kind of sum it up for you. If you buy at least 2 items for the Ginger's Kitchen, then you get the free class. zero cost for you. You just get to have fun and go along in the class. If you aren't interested in the embellishment kit, fabric kit, or the CD, then the class will be $20. But again, you just have to purchase 2 of those 3 items in order to attend the class for free.
Can you get the Ginger's Kitchen so they can see what it looks like?
Absolutely.
There you go, Donna.
And I'm sure Thornton, I know they have a sample of this pillow up there, so they'll be able to share it with you. But some really cute fabrics in there.
Verna says the fabric kit is $34.99.
Oh, well, hey. Well, and in this, the embellishment kit is going to most likely include some of the felt that you see in the gingerbread house right here. And glitter, rickrack, the organza, and maybe even some twine. And buttons. I know the buttons, yes. So that's exciting. I'll leave this since we're going to talk about it later. Any questions?
Shoot, there were some and I forgot.
You can scroll on it.
Did we say how much that was?
The Ginger's Kitchen class?
The spook.
The spook is $169. I apologize. Space Cadet. I am drinking coffee because it is Monday and I need it. But yes, the Too Cute to Spook is a 2-day event and it is $169.
And then did we say dates for Ginger's?
Ginger's Kitchen is November 4th and 18th. Yes.
Awesome. Nope, I think that's it.
Okay, so today's project is going to be a Shabby Fabrics. It's a free download. So again, if you go to our calendar, go to the events option, go to today's date, there will be a link for you to click on. When you go to it and you go to download it, it goes directly to your computer. So I did try and go that extra step to get you to that point, but unfortunately I was only able to get a link to where their downloads are. And those are, you have to scroll in order to get to the direct download. And then I also did put an instructional video from Shabby Fabrics. However, it's a little bit different because we're going to kind of do it a different way than what the woman in the video is showing. So you probably have to go between 2 videos if you're interested in the instructional video, but it's just a nice video to see some opinions on someone else doing it as well.
Yeah.
So this is the project, and of course I have my stuff laying on it. So it is this jelly roll placemat and coasters. So we were feeling blues and grays. So we have cut kits for these, and they are $24.99. And it gives you enough to make 2 placemats and 2 coasters. So you get, it's like half of a jelly roll. So, and if you have jelly rolls at home, then there's so many options. So to do this, they actually have a red and creamy kind of color in the video. If you're interested in that video, again, you'll see kind of a different color scheme going on, and it's actually really neat too. So, but I did pull some other jelly rolls just to show you as options. This one is just like a florally one. Do a slow roll on the jelly roll. Slow roll on the jelly roll. So this one has like little tractors and like farm stuff. So for those people who have like the farm chic style in their homes, I think this one would be really cute. And these are Moda variety jelly rolls, and these are $39.99. Again, kind of got that farmhouse touch to it. Super cute. And obviously this is what we have at the Littleton store. The other locations may have other options available, but this one's I think my favorite. It's fallish. Got some fall leaves, got some metallic in there as well.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
And then, of course, we have other options as well. Another Christmas theme. The Kimberbell We Whisk You a Merry Christmas jelly roll.
Actually, that would match a lot of the fabrics in the Ginger's Kitchen.
Yes, it would. And then we have the Make Yourself at Home jelly roll. So in the kits, it just is the fabric that you need in order to make, again, 2 placemats and 2 coasters, or trivets, whatever you want to call them. What you would need to go along with that is, we fight over how to pronounce this, Katadin. Katadin. But when we had this first in the store, Kate called this a Kardashian on a roll. So that's always a laughing point for me because I just think that is really funny. But if you wanted to make 4, then you would need 2 of these. And if you wanted to do this color kit, then you would need 2 of the kits to make 4. But we kind of cut it in half. So these are $29.99, the Kardashians on a roll.
So yeah, Donnie, you would need 3 sets, 3 kits if you wanted to do 6.
It's a math session and nobody knew that today. Basic Math 101. Okay, and then we are going to be using our jelly roll jigs in order to do our jelly roll spinnings. You know, whatever. To put together our pieces. And these come in a couple of different colors. I have red that I'm going to be using into the video today, but there's white. I believe that there's a blue one, maybe even a purple, which of course would be my preference, but who's being picky? But green, orange, I mean, nice Halloween colors, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be using a 1/4-inch quilting foot with guide because it's one of my favorites. This is $21.99. You okay over there? And then I am also going to be using the open toe foot, and this is $15.99. And I just like it because it's clear. I have a lot of visibility when I'm putting my strips together. And then I also have the Wonder Clips, and I pulled a couple of different options because preferences. The ones I'm going to be using today are the ones here in this box, and it is a 50 count piece, and it is $32.49, and they're just a variety of colors within the box. And then we have,
I like the size of those ones.
I do too. They have really small ones that are nice too, but these are the jumbo ones. They're quite large. I can show them.
Yeah, they are big ones.
They're nice though.
Hi, Joyce. Welcome.
And if
It's
you
her
don't
first time.
need who?
Joyce.
Hi, Joyce.
From Boston.
Hi, Joyce from Boston. So then the other option that we have here is the, if you don't want a box of 50, then we have this little tiny pack, 2 of each color. Cute 10-piece. And then it's also important to remember the needles. Needles. So we're going through a lot of fabric and a lot of batting. So your denim needles, we have the Class A option, which is $3.99, and the Floriani option, which is $5.99. But you want to make sure that you're using a size 100 or 16, depending on what numbers you like to foot with when you're shopping. So again, you're going through a lot, so you want to make sure that you're using this size and this type of needle for this project. Any questions?
Could you go over everything that Donna would need for 6 to make 6 placemats?
To make 6, you would need 3 rolls or so of this. The Kardashians on a roll.
I love that.
Katahadin? Okay. That's Matt's opinion.
Matt's input.
And then you would need either 3 of ours or 3 jelly rolls. 2.5 jelly rolls.
Yeah.
Thread. In this project, you want to make sure that you have a lot of your pre-wound bobbins, because again, you are your bottom, your fronts and backs. My coffee hasn't kicked in yet, apparently. Are the same. So you want to make sure whatever stitch you're doing, that your threads on top and bottom are going to match. And with this, I just picked a blue that kind of mixes well with the blues we have selected in here. I just liked how it looked. And I do have numbers for you that we can go over at a later time if you guys are all interested. But I did do a gray thread when I did my binding as a finishing touch. So, but I would say that you would probably need 2 of the larger spools. The larger spools have 547 yards on it, and it's, I think, $7.10. Mm-hmm. But you want to make sure, because what happened in this situation, and this is just a little secret between you and I, well, me and a lot of you guys.
I was going to say.
When I was doing all of this, I didn't take into regard on how much thread I was actually going to need, and I went through several of the small spools. So just get the large spools while you can. Any questions?
Just a good FYI, the big clips are good to hold snacks and cereal bags closed too.
Oh, well, multi-purpose.
So thanks for the tip, Pat.
Multi-purpose things. So I think before we get started, Cindy is actually going to be the one to make the announcements on the winner of the video on Friday. And jokes. Can't forget jokes. So I'm going to take this.
Hi guys. All right. So our winner actually from Friday's video is going to win this scissor fob. And it's actually really cute. It's got some cute little stones in there, some cool colors. And that's going to go to Rose Osazonic. So next time we see you, Rose, we'll have your gift here for you. And joke. Okay. Manda assigned me a really long one, so bear with me, please. So a man walks into the front door of a bar. He is obviously drunk and staggers up to the bar, seats himself on a stool, and with a belch, asks the bartender for a drink. The bartender politely informs the man that it appears he has already had plenty to drink and that he could not be served an additional liquor. The bartender offers to call a cab for him. The drunk is briefly surprised, then softly scoffs, grumbles, climbs down from the bar stool, and staggers out of the front door. A few minutes later, the same drunk stumbles into the side door of the bar. He wobbles up to the bar and hollers for a drink. The bartender comes over and, still politely, if not more firmly, refuses to serve the man and again offers to call him a cab. The drunk looks at the bartender for a moment, angrily curses, and shows himself out the side door, all the while grumbling and shaking his head. A few minutes later, the same drunk bursts in through the back door of the bar. He plops himself down on the bar stool, gathers his wits, and belligerently orders a drink. The bartender comes over and emphatically reminds the man that he is drunk and will not be served no drinks. He then tells him that he can either call a cab or call the police immediately. The surprised drunk looks at the bar and hopelessly cries, "Man, how many bars do you work at?" So that was a cute one.
So to confirm, we have half of a jelly roll. That makes two kits. Or two placemats. Mm-hmm. So one jelly roll that has 40 strips will give you 4 placemats and 4 coasters.
So 1.5, Donna, then. You would need to buy 2 full jelly rolls if you want to make
6. Yes. And then we have, hi Cindy. Congrats, Rose. Cindy, you're a real person, not just a voice.
It's like, those people that you hear on the radio, all the commercials or whatever, and then or listening to your favorite radio hosts, and then you actually see their face and you're like, whoa, that's not what I expected you to look at.
So we have a lot of people saying hi to Matt in the background. So we aren't going to show you too much for right now, but as you can see, we are reorganizing the store once everything's set, maybe we can do a tour. Yes, a tour in a small project or something. So I'm going to pass you back over to Cindy so we can get started on the project.
Alrighty. Ooh, sorry, I didn't really want to do that so fast.
Give them whiplash.
Yeah. I don't have a chair.
We did it again. And I don't think I told them the price on the Jelly Roll Jig.
All right, Donna, so these are the fabrics that are in our Jelly Roll going on. So blues and grays, some sparkly grunge. Yes, Sarah, Matt's moving stuff around.
And I did forget to mention the Jelly Roll Jig is $17.99.
Woot woot.
Okay, so I have pretty much sewn together a large portion.
Ooh, our desks back there are a hot mess. Let's not look at those.
So this is what I have so far for today's. This is the one that we're going to be cutting and putting together with our binding and everything. So I have these 2 additional strips that we're going to piece together with the ones that I have set here with the batting so that we can show you how to use the Jelly Roll. Whoop.
Barb, that was a while ago. I do not remember off the top of my head how many rolls she used, to be honest.
For what?
Her rug.
Oh.
How many of the batting rolls?
For the rug Val did?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 2.5 that you had to have for the Kardashians.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was what it is. And our cute little cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls. God, I wish I had cinnamon rolls. That sounds so good. I have such a sweet tooth right now. It's like so sad. It really is.
Okay, so how they like you to do the jelly rolls using the jig is that you can continuously join your pieces together, but just to show how to load the Jelly Roll jig, I've left 2 strips so I can show you folks how to do that. And I know Val has done 2 different videos, I think a placemat and something else. Table runner?
Using her jig? It was the rug.
Okay, so in the package for the Jelly Roll, you have these 2 pieces of plastic. One on both of them, on one side, it has this textured surface. So I'm going to place that on the right side of my fabric. And I'm going to take my other piece with my textured side down on top of my batting. And I'm just going to leave a little bit up top there. And then I'm going to hold my Jelly Roll jig like so. And I'm going to take this and feed these through the little hole up here. Going through, and you can see off to the sides that the batting and the fabric are going through. At this point, if it's a little off kilter, then you can make some of that little adjustments. So Val in her videos had said that you want to make sure that you're having even pressure here and here as you're feeding it through, but I think that there's ways around that.
Can you make rope bowls with this, or is it too floppy?
I'm sure you could.
Yeah,
because your structures when you're putting this together and you're sewing it into a rope.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it would be a problem at all.
Yes, Bridget, we do. So we actually made our own jelly rolls for this project. Right here. Those were the cinnamon rolls we were referring to earlier. And it's actually technically half of a jelly roll, which would give you 2 placemats.
Yes, so a typical jelly roll gives you 40 2.5-inch strips. In ours, we have 20 strips.
Which is what you need.
And then we also in there have the fabric that you would need for your binding as well. So we have this. So I just take it and fold it on over. And I'm going to work with a 1/4-inch seam. And again, I have my top thread matching my bottom. And I'm just using, so this should actually be laying like so. And then you can you know, move your fabric as you need be, move it from side to side if it's short on one side. But I just work in small sections, bringing this over and folding. So one of the things I do want to mention on the ones that I have here for my sample, out of habit, I pull my fabrics to stretch. And with this project, you really don't want to do that. So this was my first project working with a jelly roll. I will say that the jelly roll is a lot of fun, the jelly roll jig. It's just, you got to remind yourself from what you normally do when you're sewing and you're trying to do a little bit of stretching to have the fabric nice and firm. You don't want to do that in this project. And that was a little tip Miss Val gave me. So thanks, Val.
The jelly rolls that we put together are $24.99, which includes your binding. But if you don't have these batting rolls at home, then you would need to get one per jelly roll kit.
All right.
And would you think that the digital dual feed would help sewing through the thickness?
Exactly what I was just going to say.
All right.
So the digital dual feed is something that I also used on my other project, or on my sample. And in the video, it actually tells you to not use any type of walking foot because they're worried that it's going to cause that stretch and that curviness to the final product. So they tell you to avoid a walking foot. And I can see how maybe it would be a little bit of a difference with the digital dual feed having that little conveyor belt, maybe applying some extra pressure than a different walking foot. But
yeah.
I will tell you, it sure made it a hell of a lot faster. I love the digital dual feed foot. It's like my favorite. And when I'm stitching this, I have my length set to 3.0. And as I get to this point, I'm just pulling my jelly roll jig down and pressing my fabric over to the right. You can kind of see here my fabric and my batting are kind of cattywampus, so I just kind of like scratch to get it the right place I want it.
It's so nice to just pull it down and it's just all nice and folded
so
for you. Are you using a straight stitch or a zigzag?
I am using a straight stitch. I will be using a zigzag when I'm joining my pieces together. And I'm going to get my iron hot while I think about that.
Do you have to adjust your feed dogs?
No. No, I do not. So how many of you guys think that Cindy should do a video?
Oh gosh, you gotta put me on the spot like that?
For a class.
Charlene, we are not actually going to, actually you can just see Amanda just ripped hers off right there. Kate's the first one to reply. She says absolutely.
Absolutely. For you to do it.
sorry, Charlene. She's not going to attach all of her strips together. Right. They're all going to be individual. So you can see she's got 3 of them hanging over there. So there wouldn't be any joining.
And that's because I wanted to be able to show you guys how to get this inserted into the jelly roll jig.
No, I think I'm going to do live next Monday.
Gotta hype her up, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so next, one of the things that you have to remember with these being translucent, love that word, you have to keep track of these. So out of habit, when I've been doing these, as soon as I take it out of here, I just take these and put them right under here on the machine. So I know exactly where they are. Habit, they're there. They're not going anywhere else. So again, we have our 2 pieces. I normally start on the back with the textured side to the fabric, my top piece with the textured side to the batting, and I'm going to hold firmly here. And I just kind of cup the fabric with my hand.
So it's $11.80 after discount.
I got too much going on, but that's okay. And then I just take those suckers out, put them right back in their little home. And then I just pull it. And on my leg, just fold it on over. You know what? I love the blue thread on this white fabric.
Yeah.
Love it. I tell you what, I have loved blue a lot lately. Normally, I am a purple fiend.
I think your daughter might have something to do with that. Every time we like try to pick a
Purple?
color, no, blue.
Blue.
She always says she wants to do blue.
Somebody, I don't remember who it was, said that it's probably because I have a boy now.
Oh,
Because blue means boy.
I guess totally. Yeah.
Well, maybe, sure. Okay, so
Patty says it's finally good to see us without masks.
yes, we do follow that rule very strictly here, huh?
Oh, that's a good tip, Bunny. To put a little like colored nail polish on the end so that with them being clear on your little strips.
To find it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an excellent idea.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, I guess it totally could be the fact that you have a boy. I didn't really, love the kid, but I kind of like, not that I forgot him, but.
I don't know, blue used to be my favorite color when I was little, like Lily's age. When someone would ask me what my favorite color was, it was blue. Like a bee. But this color blue is like the blue that, what's in my necklace too?
Oh, it is.
That 1/4 inch foot, I like, just keeps the strip right at the edge of the foot.
He is a cute little guy. Well, I don't know if you can call him little.
My little guy?
Yeah.
He's a
I guess he is
he's
little.
a big little guy.
He is a big little guy.
He just smiles all the time.
He
I
is.
love
He is so happy.
He started flirting.
Oh,
even harder
he is
than he
such
was before.
a flirt.
Like the head down.
Uh-huh. You want to do that again?
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Jelly roll down.
Jelly
Jelly
roll.
roll jig. Jig down.
Donna, these are the fabrics that we have here for the kit for today. No like specific cuts or anything like that. We just have a kit.
Okay, so at this point, you have
He is totes adorbs, Rose.
Adorbs. So with my first one, I think the mistake that I made was the pressing that I was doing. So it's very important to have an iron that does a really good job at steaming. I was steaming it. I will admit that I was not doing a very good job of it, obviously, because it was, Cindy can tell you, I cut one, and the other one, when I held it up, it was at an angle. And but this is new. And I think it's always fun to learn something new, you know? Like,
yeah.
And I just love it. Like, I've had so much fun with this project because I think I've always kind of been geared towards machine embroidery. And taking a step away from that and doing this has been so much fun, especially learning something new too, and like a different way of doing things. So what she tells you in the instructions and on that video is once you have all of your loose strips, to lay them out flat in an order that you like. So the placemats that we have over here, it is mirror imaged, and on this one we just have the 10 strips organized in a way that made us happy, and then it repeats itself. And that is because we have 2 different fabrics in this option here. We ran short on a couple of the other options, but we had to have them. So now what she tells you to do is once you have all your strips laid out in the way that you want them to be, to take a picture of it so that you have something to refer it to, and when you're doing your other parts.
So helpful, as long as you go back to and refer to the picture.
So on here, we are going to look to see what comes after this here, which you can tell is our blue one, right? So right? So that one. And then we're going to look and see on our ends. So I want this part with the less selvage up here with this guy, and we're gonna sew where the stitch lines are, and we have our double fold here. We're going to stitch those together like so. Let's do that.
Hi, Mo.
Momo?
Yep, Momo.
Hey, Momo.
She wants to know if Miko rolled over.
Yes, he has, what day did he do that? He did it what day was I off last week? Wednesday, where he rolled over and was laying on one of his arms. So he hasn't quite learned to like swing that out or to like go up get it out
and then roll.
free it. But he did it at Nana's house yesterday too, which is a funny story. Maybe she can share that on one of her videos. So Matt and I went out yesterday and celebrated our anniversary, and Kate and Rich and Cindy
I just showed up.
you were there. Watched the kids for us so that we could go out and celebrate our anniversary, and we came back to a very funny story about how Miko rolled over.
To be continued.
I'll let Kate tell you. Okay, so I am going to use a 3-step elastic zigzag stitch. In the Solaris, it is in your utility stitches, and it is stitch number 15, and it's going to do 3 stitches to the left, 3 stitches to the right as it does the zigzag. So this, when you're going through as many layers as you are, it is common that your machine going through so much is going to give you some skip stitches. So to prevent that from happening, selecting a different stitch will help with that. So I have moved over to our open toe foot, and I'm just going to line this red line up with the center. And this is a little bit better light here to show you how we're going to stitch these together. So we have our folded part here that's not open, but our openings here that we sewed shut in our last step. So we're going to sew those 2 together like that. And then, oh, I need that back on there, huh?
Maybe.
Won't get very far.
All right. What was the stitch number again?
It is stitch 15. It's a 3-step elastic zigzag stitch. Did I say that 10 times fast?
Yeah, no thanks.
I'm just keeping this center of the two where the two fabrics are meeting lined up with that yellow mark on the foot. And I do have my stitch set to a width of 7.0, which is pretty wide. But when you look at it, it doesn't really look like that. Yeah, it does. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna do 6.0. I don't know how I got up that high. They want in the instructions your stitch to be at a width of 5.5 and your length to 2.2, but on the baby locks that's not the case. So you can do 2.5. And I'm just cruising along. And then your fabrics here are going to be all tangly, not straight. So just kind of get those flattened out.
And what needles are you using again?
Denims, and they're 100 or 16 size.
And what brand are you using today?
The Floriani. And I did forget to mention, let me grab this real quick. The Class A one that I pulled to show you guys, this is actually an assorted size. So you get 3 in the 100 size, 2 or and then 3 in the 110 size.
Oh, that's cool.
Matt. Oh. Okay. You already conversed. We just want to make sure you're taken care of. All right. And I have done the reverse stitching because I want to make sure that we can wash these a lot. I mean, they are going to be placemats.
Yeah, right?
They're going to get a little grimy. So now that I have these two pieces stitched together, I'm going to press it with my Super Steam. I'm just using my Oliso iron.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, you've been complimented on your nails.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm really digging like the neutral, just keeping it easy. Although it'd just be really nice to not have to go.
Yeah.
I'm really
I feel like I need to
buying
go
a
if
kit
I'm going
at
to do them
home
next
and
week.
just doing clear gel at home.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of getting to a point in my life where I don't need my fingers to be so fancy. Fancy dancy? What?
Just the way you said that.
Fancy.
Did you leave us any of the hundreds in stock?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yes, Donna, we do have some.
We have plenty, and I'm sure the other stores have some as well.
Absolutely. Marie, we are making placemats that also come with 2 coasters out of jelly rolls.
All right, so I'm gonna let that chill there while we sew together our last 2 pieces. And again, I'm gonna look to see what side has the smaller selvage to do my joining.
So here you go, Marie. So one of our kits here is going to get you 2 placemats and 2 coasters. And we got a blue and gray and some white, little bit of gold in there. Going on.
Going on.
Matt is just like on a roll.
He's rolling with the homies.
And the kits are $24.99.
$24.99.
Sure, Jean. I mean, if depending on how big you want it, depending on how many jelly rolls you want to buy, you could always make a matching rug. Sure.
All right, so now I'm going to line these two up in order. Yeah, you can come back here. You can be our guest of honor. We won't put you on the spotlight. And the steaming and pressing is really vital to this type of a project to prevent what?
Rose says you should have been a jingles composer.
A jingles composer?
Yeah.
Because I just have the rolling with the homie.
I don't know. I think just because you think of things off the top of your head like it's nothing. It just comes out of a Rose. I don't know.
So, like I was saying, with this project, making sure that your steaming and pressing is going to help prevent the warping and the project not laying flat, and having like curvature to it. So you have a nice flat, straight. Michelle was in here earlier and she said that this was still. It's like, oh girl, you should have seen the last one.
We had a smiley face going on.
Learning lesson, you know, this is one that the steaming is really important. Get this to lay nice and flat with all of the layers that are in it.
Yeah.
It is important. That reminds me.
Aw, she's happy from the heart out. You.
Me, aw.
That's super
really
sweet,
nice.
Marquita. You might make her cry.
Emotional. Those who don't know me. Okay, so what do we want now? This is Mind of Amanda. How do these lay down? Okay, but now we need to put these two together. So when it comes to joining all of these, what they recommend, and it totally makes sense with what you have going on. I don't want to take just this row of 2 that I've joined together and put it on that. So we want to work in sections of 2, make it a row of 4, and then take this and combine it onto that. Mm-hmm. So now we need to find the pattern. We got... Okay.
Same stitches and stuff, right?
Yep. Same 15.
Stitch
Number 15.
Yeah.
And I kind of work in smaller sections just to go and pedal to the metal on this one, because these I've noticed kind of have a tendency to try and like lap over each other.
Oh.
So I just take my time on these guys. Give them my loving. All my hugs and kisses too. All the vibrations get your eyes doing something funky.
Uh-huh. Is there a reason you see the seams together? So the seams together?
Yeah, because... Let's show them on that one. By doing that, your top and your bottom pieces are going to be that folded edge.
No binding needed.
No binding needed except for on your sides. All right. So now we're going to connect these 4 onto this bad boy. Make sure my chair's behind me before I come back, or I'll be down on the ground. All right, and this is where
I think a lot of other people were getting the same problems you were having with yours. There's a lot of people are saying that they now know why their project was
warped.
Well, one person says wonky.
Wonky. Oh, I like that more. All right, so this is where a lot of that weight is going to be kind of dragging. So I try and just kind of pinch this in between my legs so it's not dangling all the way to take some of that weight off. And I've also folded the larger portion in half just for joining this part here. Make it a little bit easier to control with my hands.
It won't pull either, right? With the weight.
I might have folded it a little too much.
A little too close.
It's all up in my face. Hey. And one of the questions I also asked Expert Val was, in this, the stitching, is it acceptable to use a Floriani or Isocord thread that has that shine to it to give it a little bit more of a decorative touch? With this project, I will say that it probably wouldn't even be needed just because of the glitter that's in the strips already.
Right.
But any decorative touch I can put on something,
Absolutely.
I try and do that. The answer to that is no, because you certainly can if they're going to be like just a decorative touch to your table, but something that you're actually going to plan on using for family gatherings where people will actually be eating on them, and
used and
needing to
abused.
be,
We'll just...
Yes. Ones that are actually going to have to be laundered. You'll want to make sure that the thread you're using to put everything together is going to be able to stand being put in the washer. And a cotton thread is going to give you better results with that.
Oh, sorry guys. My finger slipped.
The vibrations.
Donna says try putting it over your shoulder.
Hey.
All the extra weight.
All right. I'll do that for my next. Maybe I'll make these for you since you're going to make the others for me. Seems like I'm not sure I like these that much.
Bridget, we are using Metler brand for our thread.
And it is the big spool. So see how we have like these areas here that are puckering up? So we're going to, I'm going to start down here.
Did you alternate in the direction that you sewed?
I guess I don't understand the question.
Like in this pair, did you go from this end to this end, and then your next pair go that end to this end?
No.
No.
Nope, I was just looking for whatever the size selvage is. So I have my longer pieces of the selvage at the end, at the bottom. We're pressing our hearts away. Hold on, sits for a second. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. My sugar-free pumpkin.
I'll pass.
I'm not normally like more than one of those tiny little things of the pumpkin stuff. I just can't get in it. But this year, it's a different story. Give me that sugar-free pumpkin.
Sorry, guys. Nana got a phone call. Hopefully I didn't bump ya.
Guys, I quieted my notifications. I don't know if anybody's noticed that. No more owls going off. Or
no hiccups or hoots or...
Alright, so we're coming over here now, guys.
Field trip.
Alright. I do say so myself that it just looks so much better than the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Okay, so now we have all of like these, the Denver skyline.
The Denver skyline.
And I'm going to be working from the other side to start off with. Somebody's on the video probably like, stop touching your project like that. It's gonna get all cattywampus. So I'm just lining it up here on the line to see how it looks. Probably could use a little bit more pressing, but video's sake, let's onward. So I just need to make sure that I have, we're gonna cut at 18. Make sure I said Denver skyline.
Oh, she said September. What?
Okay, so when you're cutting, if things aren't adding up the way you want to, like for me in life with anything that I do with my projects, that's okay though. It happens.
We're just unique that way then.
Yeah. You can take into consideration that you have your selvage that you can cut into because you're going to put binding on them. So we are going to take advantage of that a little bit. And that looks good. So what I'm pretty much looking at right now on this guy is this one right here. Our white part of our selvage kind of dips down quite a bit on here. So that's where I went wrong. Bueno, momento, por favor. Get right by you. All right.
Oh, thanks, Lucidel. She says it's really pretty in person.
Thanks, Lucidel. You're really pretty in person.
Oh.
All right, so we have our first placemat. We have just a little bit of our cattywampiness. It looks so much better that way.
Jeanette, that would be a pretty good thing. However, we are also trying to make 2 coasters out of it too. So just cutting it in half and cutting off the ends wouldn't necessarily work here. But I like the way you think.
All right. So you're supposed to have 6 to 6 1/4 inch coasters, but that's not going to be the case for me. And this, if we were to have 6, would we? No, we just wouldn't be able to do that. We can get away with 5 1/2. Which is good.
Rebecca, the 2 cuts that she just did were at 18 inches each.
Okay, so now we are going to play with our Kai seam remover. So now you're supposed to take your 2 end pieces, match them together, and that gives you the knowledge of what seam you need to cut open, so then you have 2 coasters, because that's a long mug rug.
But as Carol just pointed out, it could be a hot pad.
It could be a hot pad. Or before we even cut this, you could cut off the selvage ends and have this all just be a table runner as well.
Absolutely.
There's a couple of different options, and I honestly think that it would be a really cool table runner.
Yeah.
I can see my bowl that's on my dining room table perfectly placed on top of this if I didn't just cut it up into 3 pieces. So we are going to take our Kai seam removers, and we are going to remove some of our hard work. And
There's
yes,
a trash can right here.
I know. I did it again. And then there's our two loves to go along with our coasters. So now I'm going to show you how to do the binding really quick. Let me bring it over here, actually.
Okay. Becky, I am taking a mental note right now, and I will see what's going on.
What?
For you. She says she's not getting our emails.
Uh-oh. Okay, so on our binding pieces, we have in the kits enough for you to cut for your binding pieces. They want you to have 2 3/4, and that's because you're going over so much bulk when you're using the binding. So they want you to have at least 1/2 inch extending past on our project. Either way, I was trying to figure out the word for coasters or the placemats. It doesn't really matter if they just want it. And we're going to place raw edges. Well, that's not right.
Ruh-roh.
So we can do it on here. Okay, and we're gonna go back and do our 1/4 inch seam. Did I tell them the color number of the thread?
Nope, not yet.
Alright, so the thread color, again, it's a Metler, and the thread color is 0351. And it just mixed beautifully with all of the different blue options.
We're all human, right?
We are. I love it when people tell me about their mistakes. We all learn from each other, right?
Absolutely.
Can't learn without knowing there's a wrong way of doing things.
Molly says you're doing very well.
Well, thank you so much. No, dude. All right, going back to.
Oh no, Joy.
Oh no.
She says that she loves the Kai seam rippers, that they're very sharp, and to ask her how she knows.
Uh-oh.
I hope that doesn't mean what I think it means.
Okay, so I have gone back to my straight stitch, and I'm going to make sure that my stitching starts at the top here and not at the top of my binding piece.
Did you adjust your presser height, your presser foot height at all?
No. I did not. I took the Wonder Clips over there and put them here. All right, so they want you to finger press this over, and then you're going to take this and fold it down and just fold it over. And that's where these Wonder Clips come into play. Goodness gracious. I'd like to say to you. Butterfingers.
It is a lot of layers to sew through, Julie. Uh-oh. Bless you.
Excuse me. And I'm just going to line that red mark up. Kind of do a stitch in the ditch effect. All right, beautiful binding. Everybody love it, like it, gotta have it.
Why not bind like normal?
So my favorite way of doing binding is honestly to have your backing to be an inch longer on all four sides to do the fold in and then fold again on top of the project. I just like that because it is easy for me. And it's also one less fabric that you have to pick out and match with everything else. It's just, it goes with the project, obviously.
Absolutely.
So it's something that I learned with the Quilt As You Go projects from June Taylor, and I love it. But with this project, you have a finished end on your tops and your bottoms, so you only need binding on your sides. So it's just to give you the finished binding look on the sides, and that is what the pattern tells you to do in there. You could take 2 pieces of fabric, fold over and top stitch like the ends if you need to, or just fold it over and do the same thing but without the fold at the end. Like, you'll just have it folded before you stitch it down.
So yeah, Rebecca, that technically does mean that you could potentially have different colors on each side.
Yes, but like in our mirror image, we have our gray. So that's one of the nice things that I actually prefer the mirror image on. But that's also on you. If you have tons of fabric laying around and you want to cut your own 2.5-inch strips, then you can have 2 colors, 3 colors, 4 colors. You can mix in however many you want and make it your own, which is something that I think, like, this is just easy. It's mirror image and it looks awesome, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Everybody's different with what they prefer as far as the sequence goes on there, but I don't know. And then whoever gets a kit, guys, you're gonna have some extra glitter from the little tool that we wrapped it up with.
Oh,
extra touch.
Ask me how I know.
I'll go over the announcements really quick. I know that we're going over just a little bit, so I'm not going to go over doing all of the binding, because I showed you just that one side. If there's other questions, you are more than welcome to give me a call, come on in, or we can do a personal Zoom. So, announcements. One more time for those of you who are
and
not
if you can
watching, to start
show
off.
other jelly rolls that we have again.
Yes, jelly rolls. Drum roll, please. So this is Kimberbell. This is the Make Yourself at Home jelly roll. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that line. Again, another familiar line. This is the We Whisk You a Merry Christmas line. This would go excellent with your Ginger's Kitchen bench pillow. More down here. It's really ungraceful. So fall one. This one has a little bit of like metallic look to it, but some leaves, warm colors in there. And again, these are called Moda Variety Jelly Rolls, and they are $39.99. This is the one that I mentioned would be really nice for the people who have like the farmhouse chic type decor. It's like, what is the word I'm looking for? Very cute. Floral. This one kind of reminds me of spring, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Lighter blues, some pinks in there, and again with like the checker. It reminds me of like the farmhouse type.
Yeah, a little bit.
Type look. So those are the jelly rolls. Anything else?
And those ones are $39.99. Are the ones for Kimberbell the same?
Yes.
Yes.
$34.99.
$34.99.
Hey, hey. Okay. Anything else? This stuff?
No.
Okay. So announcements. Let me get my cheat sheet. We'll go in order. This is going to be a 2-day event that we're going to be hosting on Zoom again. No, not again, but
another
Zooming.
Zoom.
We're Zooming again with Too Cute to Spook. And there are really cute projects in here. And this, again, is a 2-day event. This is going to be taking place on October 27th and 28th from 10 to 4, and it is $169. And your kit would include everything that you need in order to make these cute projects. This one again is a time sensitive matter because this is just around the corner. So we're probably going to need to cut off sign-ups, or we'll reevaluate that at a later time. But just to make sure that everybody who does want to attend this event is able to get a kit assigned beforehand. So time sensitive, if you guys want to sign up for this event, we would encourage it because, again, like I mentioned earlier, this is a retired event, so Kimberbell is not going to be having this as an event option anymore. It's retiring. So we are going to say goodbye to Too Cute to Spook by hosting this event, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Next, we are going to do Ginger's Kitchen. This is a bench pillow that did come out at the end of the year last year, and they have recently announced that they have released a Ginger's Kitchen embellishment kit, and that is $24.95. And so we are going to be doing a class on this on November 4th and 18th at 10 a.m. And you have the ability to take this class for free as long as you purchase 2 of the items of Ginger's Kitchen, whether that's a fabric kit and the disc, or the fabric kit and embellishment kit because you've already purchased this disc in the past. If that's the case, then you can attend the class for free. If you're not interested in those other items but you just want to take the class, it is $20 to do the class. And again, that's November 4th and 18th at 10 a.m.
All right. Barbara, if you want to sign up for the event, we'll make a note of it, but if you want to just give one of the stores a call too, we can get you signed up.
Or you can do it online as
Or
well.
online.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Well, thanks for joining us again for... We're both making faces at Matt. Thanks for joining us on this cold Monday. Seems chilly out there.
It was a bit colder this morning.
In the sun, maybe not, but we're in here. So hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and we will see you again on Monday with Cindy doing the project.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. So hope you guys have a wonderful week.
All right, Joy, just to get you in here, $17.99 for that jig.
Jelly rope jig.
Jelly roll jig.
Jelly rope jig. All right.
All right, bye guys.